All right, everybody. Sorry about that. We are back live again for part two of Gen Culture. Sorry we got interrupted, but there was an issue, and I had to get it back together. So we're coming back with part two of Love at First Sight and Daring to Be a Loving Man. So let's get right to it. It's Gen Culture, part two. All right, let it rip. our network. We are with part two. Sorry about that interruption earlier, but we had a snafu when we was disconnected for too long of a time, and so now we have regrouped and we are back. Okay. And before we get started, Dane, let me get that sound check to make sure I'm coming in right. Shout out to Chaos Rain. Well, what happened, Chaos, is that we got disconnected. I lost connection for a long period of time. So a lot of the information was lost. So I regrouped and we're going back again. I have a strong connection now. So I'm getting on with my show. And yeah, I can give a damn about what RBR is doing. RBR is a piece of shit. And he can take his jealous old ass over there and croak for all I care. But anyway, we are here with GentCulture. The hell with RBR. Go ahead, Dame. Give me that sound check.
All right, you coming in loud and clear.
All right, so let's get on with it. Let's get back to. Let me recap what I was saying earlier. The title is Love at First Sight and Daring to Be a Loving Man. So let's get into the love at first sight. What do I mean when I say love at first sight? So you've heard that before in your life. You've heard love at first sight. So many of you are probably thinking about it in a romantic situation with a female. But that's not the way I mean it. All right. When I say love at first sight and falling in love with a woman at first sight, I'm talking about your mother. Now, let me make this disclaimer again because you got you got dumbasses out there who would try to spin this and say, "Well, Max is advocating that you should have a romantic relationship with your mother." That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, as a child, the first person you see is your mother. The first woman you see is your mother. Okay, and that's the first woman that you connect yourself with as a male, and that's the first woman you fall in love with. Okay, so that's what I mean by love at first sight. The first woman you've ever seen in your whole life as a male is your mother, most likely. Now, it could be, some people can say, well, what about the nurse or whatever? I'm not talking about that. But the first woman that you connect with and bond with is the one that's actually nurturing you and taking care of you, which is your mother. That is the one that you fall in love with at first sight. Now, that love that you learn from your mother as you grow up, how she teaches you things. She teaches you how to behave. She teaches you how to talk, what to say, and what don't to say. You start to learn how to behave around a woman because your mother is a woman. So these are the things that you start to learn as a young boy. There's certain things that your mother won't allow you to say because you're a young boy. And plus, they are disrespectful. And there's certain behavior that she won't allow. And so as you're growing with your mother, under the tutelage of your mother, you are learning these things. You're learning how to interact with a woman. You're learning how to respect a woman. You're learning how to behave around a woman. You're learning how to talk around a woman. And so her teachings escalate as you get older. She starts to teach you more as you get to the young man stage. Her teachings escalate to how a young man should behave around a young lady. Okay? And so these are the teachings that we take into us. I'm sorry, that we take with us into potential relationships with women. All of the things that you've learned around your mother, you just transfer it to a woman. Now, the love at first sight thing can also be transferred. So people say, well, what do you mean, Max? What do you mean? Like when I see a black woman, I just fall in love with her and say, no. And yes, the love at first sight thing can be carried over too. And here's how you do it. When you see a black woman, You fall in love with her at first sight because she's a black woman, not because she's your potential lover. You don't look at her, you don't fall in love with her at first sight, particularly because of that. You fall in love with her at first sight because she is a black woman. Now, who was the first black woman in your life? Your mother, right? And so you fell in love with her at first sight, right? So now you transfer that to black women, period. So when you see a black woman, you fall in love with black women at first sight, a black woman at first sight because she is a black woman. And so when this happens, it starts to create barriers in your mind because those barriers were created when you were being taught by your mother. And when you loved your mother, certain barriers were created in your mind. You know, there were restrictive barriers created psychologically. Okay. So when you take that and you transfer it to a black woman, those same restrictive barriers, right, they stay in place or they reinforce themselves. And so when you're in love with a black woman, then in your mind, there's a restrictive area when it comes down to disrespect. In your mind, there's a restrictive area when it comes down to abuse. You see, love prevents these things from forming in your mind. If you truly love the black woman for her being a woman, then these restrictive psychological barriers, they are reinforced in your mind. So it's my love for a black woman as a black woman that won't allow me to psychologically disrespect her. It's my love for the black woman or for black woman that won't allow me to abuse her because that's a restrictive area in my mind. And it's because the love I have for the black woman, because the love I have for my mother who was a black woman, I want to behave like a gentleman. And now you talk about the areas that develop in your mind that you want plenty of, right? Plenty of areas, plenty of wide open space for good treatment, respectful treatment, loving treatment. Let these things cultivate and grow in your mind. They can and they will if the love that you have for a black woman is real love. Now, just now, let's have a difference here. It doesn't mean that you have to romantically fall in love with every woman that you see, every black woman that you see. You don't have to have your tongue out and panting like some dog and lose sexual self control from every black woman that you see. See, because when you do that, then you don't really value black women for anything. You don't really see them for who they really are. You don't really see them for black women. And so you don't develop a healthy connection with them. So everything that you so when you see them, every thought that you have of them is below the belt. And nothing comes from the mind and nothing comes from the heart. Everything is from below the belt, and then you start to sound like some old fool like RBR, Rude Imp, all these other feeble-minded, sexually out of control and immature misfits that you hear on social media. Allow yourself to become stronger than that psychologically. You see, when you develop these kinds of healthy barriers in your mind from the love that you have from your mother, that you've transferred over to the black woman, all of these restricted barriers such as disrespect, abuse, then you can develop a healthy confidence in yourself when it comes down to dealing with a black woman. See, many of you don't have these restrictors in your mind, so you have low confidence. And that's why many of you guys are dweebs and you're awkward because your confidence is low. You don't believe that you deserve a beautiful woman. You don't believe that you deserve a decent woman at all. You fear rejection. A grown man doesn't fear rejection. A grown man isn't hurt by rejection. A strong man isn't hurt by rejection. A strong man isn't doesn't fear rejection because a strong man has a mature mind when it comes down to women. He understands that he is going to get turned down sometimes. Every woman isn't going to say yes. You're not going to be every woman's type. You understand? A grown man understands this. So a grown man doesn't involve his emotions when he's trying to get a woman's attention. He puts his emotions to the side until he gives that woman something for her to be interested in so he can keep that connection. And so his emotions start to attach themselves to her as they build a relationship. So you go up to a woman and you talk to her and she rejects you, meaning you guys fall apart because your emotions are on your sleeve. You feel that you should be accepted by every woman, period. And that's just unrealistic thinking. That's why many of y'all are socially awkward and running around here like broken soldiers, broken toys. Every woman isn't going to accept you. Every woman isn't going to say yes. That is reality. And that's the kind of mentality that you're supposed to develop. That mentality makes you strong and confident. So if you walk up to a woman and you shoot your shot and you are rejected, then it's thank you very much for your time and you move on and you don't let that affect you. You don't become some sad sack who's stewing in his own sauce of hatred, self-hatred, and then projecting that self-hatred on the women. You have to be stronger than that. Rejection is a part of connection. Say it with me. Rejection is a part of connection. And so many of you brothers feel that you don't have what it takes to be with a woman as beautiful as Nicki Minaj. Why not? She is a woman. She's a lady. She's a girl. You're a man. So why do you feel that you don't have a shot with her? Because you don't have any confidence. And you are intimidated by her status and her beauty. With all of that, she's still a girl. She's still a lady. She's still a woman. Treat her like a girl. Treat her like a lady. Treat her like a woman, and you won't have a problem. Treat her like a GL dub. Hashtag GL dub. Girl, lady, woman. You see, a lot of you guys get in trouble when you start worshiping women. That's weak. It also shows that you have no confidence or no belief in yourself, and not an ounce of strength. You ever see them guys, man, with girls that are real like super fine, and some old pot belly nigga with some real super fine girl, and you feel that you're in better shape and you're more handsome, but you can't get the time of day with the same girl? Why do you think that is? Because the pot belly Negro is super confident and he's dominant. And she's a girl. She's a lady. She's a woman. He's a man. They go together like a nut and a bolt. You, on the other hand, you're scared. You're feeble. Scared of your own shadow. Scared you can't have a conversation with her. You look down when you're around her. Can't look her in the eye. And if you get lucky to ask out on a date, as soon as she shows up, you ask her what she want to do, which is a big time mistake. You taking a woman out, you're supposed to control the situation. Now, when we say control, a lot of you guys done took control and turned it into a bad word because many of you are awkward and don't know how to control the situation properly when you're with a woman. If you're asking a woman out, it's your world. It's your call. You're taking her where you want to take her. You're showing her a good time. She's showing up expecting to be treated like a GL dub. She's not showing up expecting to run the show. A lot of you make the mistake when she show up, right? Hey, baby, it's your what you want to do. I'm doing what you want to do. I'm whatever. Wait, whatever you want to do. Oh man, some women will roll you like that. The first thing that comes to mind, okay, this nigga's weak. Some of them will roll you like that. They'll get everything they can get out of you that night. Some will even be so bold as to ask you for a loan because they know that they ain't gonna never see you again. Can you give me $50? I need to do this. I need to do that. Sure, baby. And your weak ass will give it to her, thinking that you done scored. No. So the love at first sight thing, it means connecting with a woman on a loving plane. Learn how to love your women. Don't be afraid to love your women. Don't let people discourage you from loving your women. That's the problem that you're having now. Because you're listening to old senile fools who have one foot in the grave and one foot on the banana peel, like RBR telling you to call them bees and hoes. And that if you ain't calling them bees and hoes, you're lying to them. You don't listen to fools like that. You'll never have a woman. You don't listen to fools like Kevin Samuels, who's trying to get women to accept inadequate men. You don't want to be inadequate. You don't want to be a guy that's inept. You got to be proud of yourself, man. When I was growing up, we had pride. I still have pride. You have to want to be somebody, man. You don't want to sit back and be some dude that's incapable, some dude that's inept. Ah, man, you want to be out here kicking ass and taking names. Those are the women. I'm sorry. Those are the men that catch the eye of women. Not you dweebs sitting on the sideline complaining about how masculine women are. Oh, you'll catch their attention too, but for all of the wrong reasons. Love at first sight. The first time you see a black woman, you fall in love with her because she's what? A black woman. Not because she's your date or because you're interested in her romantically. Elevate your psychological level when it comes down to women. Get on a different plane. Love them because they're black women, not because they can give you a blowjob or you want to pump and dump or you don't have no sexual self control. Those are all the wrong reasons to have any love for them at all. Because that kind of love won't allow you to treat them properly. All it will do is make you mistreat them and even get to the point where you hate them. And go even further as to derail your love altogether and misplace it and put it in men. So then you become gay. So don't fall in love with a black woman for those reasons. Fall in love with her because she's a black woman and she has a lot that she brings to the table. She's full of energy, joy. She has a different conversation. She sees things that you don't see. She makes life interesting. Her presence is soothing. Sometimes it's therapeutic. Some old crinkly, old crunchy dudes who got a lot of money, right? Who can't get it up anymore. Don't have any more lead in the pencil. Sometimes you know what they do for therapy? They just pay girls just to come sit around their house. Beautiful girls because they just want to see women. Because a woman's presence is therapeutic. Just the very sight of women can make you feel better as a man. So even though he all crinkly and shit, and he can't get with it no more, he's still happy just by having plenty of, beautiful women just hanging around. So women can do so many things. There's so many things that they bring to the table. It's ridiculous. I don't even know why we're talking about a table because they bring stuff way more. A table is not nowhere near big enough to hold what they bring to the table. So love at first sight. Who was the first woman that you fall in love with at first sight? As a young boy, as a young child? Your mother. Who's the first woman that you learned to respect? Who's the first woman you listened to? Your mother is the first for all of these things. Who's the first woman you learn how to behave properly around? How to talk properly around? And how to treat women properly? All of this comes from your mother. She's your first. She's all of your first, with the exception of romance. That you get a woman for. But all the other teachings come from your mother. She's your first in all of those other categories. So now you take what you've learned from your mother and you apply it to the women who are going to be in your life. So when you step outside that door, you see a black woman, boom, instantly. Fall in love at first sight. And why you're falling in love with her at first sight? Because she's a woman, she's a black woman. You're falling in love with her at first sight because she's a black woman. And that kind of overall love for black women will reinforce the restrictive barriers in your psychological state of mind. And you'll have a better connection with them, a better conversation. If you don't have areas in your mind that will freely allow you to disrespect them, that will freely allow you to abuse them, that will freely allow you to mistreat them. Put restrictions on those areas in your psychological state of mind, or get rid of them altogether. And this will allow you to treat women better, have a better conversation, have more confidence when you approach women. And understand, no matter how beautiful she is, she's still a girl, she's still a lady, she's still a woman, and she wants to be treated like all three. So treat her like a GL dub. Now, when to do what, when, and which, with who, and how, well, that's a different conversation. Because there's times that she feels like a little girl and she wants some ice cream, or she wants to go on a ride at an amusement park to try to recapture her little girly youth. Accommodate her. She wants to be treated like a lady. Walk with her on your protective side. Pull a chair out for her. Open the door for her. Walk with her hand cuffed in your arm, like you're taking her to the prom. Help her down the stairs. She puts her hands out. Gracefully grab her hand and put your arm up and put one hand in the small of her back to brace her coming down the steps. especially if she's wearing heels. Treat her like an eloquent lady. Then treat her like a woman. Listen to her. Understand who she is. She is a woman. Have conversations with her. Listen to her. Share ideas with her. Take her places. Grow with her. Get into her nature. Understand who she is as a woman. Celebrate who she is as a woman. What is wrong with that? Does that sound like a man in his right state of mind, who knows what he's doing, who understands that he's with a woman? Or does that sound like a sip? Well, most of you say, well, that sounds like a sip. Well, does it sound like a sip? That's probably the reason why you don't have any women. And probably the reason why you will never get married. And probably the reason why you will end up in the manosphere or with the SYSBMs talking about women aren't checking for you because you are afraid to be a loving man. So, love at first sight. Love at first sight. The first time you lay eyes on a black woman, fall in love with her simply because she's a black woman. Don't be afraid of that. Don't let some jackass tell you that that's wrong. Because understand that jackass don't have any women. Kevin Samuels don't have a woman. Tommy Sotomayor don't have a woman. That's why he's flying women in, paying thousands of dollars. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that. You think them guys got it going on? Them niggas ain't got shit coming. Women don't roll with niggas like that. Guys like that get used. Those guys are trick bags. They got to pay for women. Big. Those guys are out of the court. Those guys are out of the category of respectful men. Women don't respect those dudes. You want to be a man that a woman respects. You want to be a man that a woman wants to do something for. See, there's a difference between asking a woman to do something and a woman wanting to do something for you. There's a difference. See, when you're treating her right and you're hitting all of the bells and whistles and you're doing the correct things as a man, she will want to do things for you. You wouldn't have to ask her anything. And she'll start taking notes on you. What you like, what you can. I told you, I don't even shop for myself anymore. My wife does all my shopping. I ain't even got to ask her. She does it for me. Why? Because she wants to do it. Because her husband is no joke. Her husband loves the hell out of her and shows her that all the time. And it's natural for me. I never get tired of showing my wife that I love her because I do. And you think I give a good goddamn about what these niggas think because I love my wife? You think that I'm going to be shamed from saying that I love my wife? You got me fucked up. Love your women. One of the major problems that you're having right now with black women, I keep telling you, numbskulls, is that you don't love them. You don't show them that you love them. That's one of your biggest problems. Now, give me a second. Dame, hold it down for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. When I come back, I'm going to segue into the loving man part. Okay? But I got to
Okay.
take a 10-minute break. I'll be right back. Dare to be a loving man coming up in 10 minutes. I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay. All right. Okay, bro, speak. She'll get you things you didn't know you needed. I know firsthand. Um, yeah, because sometimes when she goes shopping, she's thinking about you and mine, what you might like, what you need, what things look good on you. Or if there's things you're interested in, uh, hobbies or stuff like that. Um, yeah, yeah, and and cooking. hmm yeah, yeah. Try to cook all your favorites, find out all your favorites, uh, create new favorites for you. That's why a lot of times it'd be like, "What do you think?" You can, yeah. Although most of the time, the giveaway when it comes to food is he's not talking. He's making maybe noise, and he's just busy in his plate eating. um, yeah, and try to be a help. Try to find out ways to help, whether you needed or ask for it. Sometimes it's just you know part of the thought process. hmm Okay. hmm All right. So, love at first sight. Most people don't believe it till it hits them. You know, you know. Yeah, mothers are the first woman you love. Um, within your sight. But most people think of the first crush, uh, the first girl they love, and I I think part of the reason why when we see kids with their first love crush, we are over it because it's so honest, and there's no game, there's no influences. I just want to be with her. I want to sit next to her. I want to play with her. You know, she's my best friend. We learn about relationships from our parents and grandparents. That's why family is so important. Yeah, 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 yeah. We'll follow example set by the parents and grandparents. You know, going on a date and stuff like that. And mothers will be the ones, uh, sometimes to tell you, how to treat your girl, how to be a gentleman, you know, give her flowers, what kind of candy she like, what does she like, you know, you know, and give all kinds of suggestion ideas, then drive you crazy taking the pictures. Yeah. It's suggesting for the movies, find out what kind of movies she like to watch, you know, and making sure you looking all right, in suits, or dressing nice and smelling nice, and love at first sight is the beautiful beginning of black love. Yes, yes, it is. Love at first sight. I believe it happened to me. There are
Okay,
different types of love. They all can be love at first sight. Uh huh.
yeah, but I wasn't talking about it from a romantic standpoint.
Mhm.
You're kind of off topic what I mean by love at first sight. I strictly was talking about the mother.
Mhm.
I wasn't talking about romance.
Uh. Huh. Mhm.
But anyway, I'm back. Thanks, Dane, for holding it down. No, yeah, I wasn't talking about romance, okay? I was talking about something completely different from that. I was talking about how the love starts. It starts with the mother. When you're loving a black woman, she's the first woman as a male boy or baby. She's the first woman that you see. And so she's the first woman that you connect with. So she's the first woman that you fall in love with. Not romantically, of course, okay, but she's the first woman that you fall in love with. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about a romance. I'm not sure what Dane was thinking about. But anyway, okay, so let's get back into it. Okay, so the second half of what I was talking about, daring to be a loving man. All right. Now, a lot of you guys and brothers who are into the gent culture, okay, a lot of you guys are fearful of being loving to your women, being loving to women, being loving to your wives, okay. You see, when you have a fear of loving black women, then you build up a negative attitude towards black women. This is where you get these guys talking about, well, I don't care about no other black woman but mine. She ain't at my house. I ain't gonna do nothing this and I ain't gonna do nothing that. But you see, that's how you take the overall maximum protection away from your black women, period. See, other races of men don't think that way. Other races of men care about their women, period, whether they're in love with them, I'm sorry, whether they're romantically involved with them or not. See, as black men, we have to stop being different. We have to start caring about our women and loving our women, whether we are romantically involved with them or not. So the first thing you have to get rid of is that you have a very negative, large amount of negative input in your ear about black women. That's the first thing we have to get rid of. We got to get rid of the people who are barking like Tommy Sotomayor. Tommy Sotomayor has nothing good to offer you about black women. You're not going to learn anything that you need to learn about black women and how to interact with black women from a piece of crap like Tommy Sotomayor. So that's the first person you need to excommunicate out of your ear. The second person is Kevin Samuels. There's nothing that you can learn. And now I'm talking to you young brothers who are listening to me, okay? And even some of you old heads who fell through the cracks and don't know what the hell you're doing either. I'm teaching you too. Okay? That's what Gen Culture is all about. The women are just here to hang out and listen. They enjoy listening to this. Some of them, this is their favorite show we do here on the Every Star Network. Okay? So disregard the women. They're just here to hang out and be flies on the wall and see what we men are up to. That's cool. We want them listening because we want them to see us learning. We want them to see us teaching and learning and improving so that they can see some hope. Okay? So we welcome the female audience. Shout out to the ladies in the chat who are supporting Gen Culture. Now, the second guy you get out of your damn head is Kevin Samuels. There's nothing you can learn from Kevin Samuels that will allow you to love a black woman. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Third guy you want to get out of your head, Alpha Male Strategies, Alan Raj Curry, The Manosphere, Red Pillars, all of these derogatory and anti-black women type dudes. They all need to go. Tariq Nasheed, any black man that's out there that refers to a black woman as a B on a regular needs to be out of your ear. A black woman is not a B. I don't care what you hear them say to each other. Stay out of their business. See, some of you got problems. You're always sticking your nose in black women's business. We have our own business to mind. When we're in the barbershop, they don't come in there bothering us. Stay out of their business. So what? They refer to each other like that. That's the way they talk. It's different amongst them. It's different when it comes from us. It's kind of like the word nigger, right? Black people use it as a term of endearment. But when a white person uses it, it's different. Well, using the B word is the same. Amongst them, they use it as both a term of endearment and a term of disrespect. But when we say it, it's different. Why? Because we're not women. So when it comes from us, there's something completely. They don't hear one of their girlfriends using it as a term of endearment. They don't hear that. What they hear is blatant disrespect coming from us because we may as well be white boys. We're not supposed to say it. Why? Because we're not women. We're men. You should stop using that word altogether. Get that word out of your lexicon. Don't use it. Stop using it. It's not hard. So don't listen to none of these guys. Learn how to love your women, starting with respect. Respect is a part of love. Start with respect. You respect the woman for who she is, it goes a long way. Remember, GL Dub, girl, lady, woman, right? Treat her like a girl, treat her like a lady, treat her like a woman. Now, let me make a disclaimer on what I mean when I say that. Some of you ignoramuses can be like, well, what do you mean treat her like a girl? Treat her like a kid? No, I don't mean it that way. Okay? Sometimes they feel like a little girl. And they want to be treated like a little girl. They want like a little gift or something. Take them out for ice cream or something. Take them out to get a milkshake. Take them to a carnival. Buy them some cotton candy. Better yet, buy them a box of candy. Satisfy the little girl in them. Okay? Play with her sometime. Make her laugh. Tickle her or something. Satisfy that little girl in there. Treat her like a lady. Okay? She's eloquent. Treat her like she has some grace. And then lastly, a woman. Respect who she is as a woman. Understand who she is as a woman. Don't be afraid to love her. A lot of you guys are in the situations you're in right now because you are just afraid to love. Love is for women. I keep telling you guys that. What are you holding back for? What are you holding on to it for? Use it. Use it on the women. That's what it's for. Women and children. Love is not for us as men. We have a whole different thing going on. With us, it's about respect. It's not about love. I don't love another man. What are you, nuts? I respect men. They have to earn my respect. I don't love no man. My love is for the women and for the children. You start understanding that, it will allow you to treat women the way you're supposed to be treated. Put the love with the women where it belongs. Now, when I say love the black woman, I don't mean that you're supposed to go out and try to get in bed with every last one of them. It's an overall treatment. It's an overall caring. It's an overall understanding. A caring that they bring life into this world. They nurture babies. They bring goodness to our lives. Care about that. Care about who they are. An overall love that makes you want to protect them everywhere you see them. That makes you want to help them everywhere you see them. That kind of love. That overall love that allows you to treat them with respect, no matter where they may be. I don't know about you, but I don't like seeing our women in confrontations on television with men. The men should be stopping the confrontations. We shouldn't let our women get into confrontation. If you love women, your women, you shouldn't let them fight. You shouldn't want to see them fight because that overall love should carry over into an overall caring of their physical well-being. You don't want to see them hurt. Some of you dudes are wicked, man. You want to see women hurt each other because you don't care about them. Talking about you want to see a cat fight. That's wicked. You got a wicked mind. A lot of you dudes ain't no good, man. I hear some of you cats talk. A lot of you dudes ain't no good. It's no wonder that you having the problems that you're having with women. A lot of you dudes just ain't no damn good. A lot of you dudes got wicked minds. You want to see women fight? You want to see them hurt each other? A loving man doesn't want to see any of that. A loving man doesn't want to see women hurt each other. A loving man doesn't want to see women get into physical confrontations with men who should know better. See, back in my day, guys like Tommy Sotomayor couldn't get that. You couldn't get into an area and you start, going crazy on a woman and get up and ready to fight her. Nah, man, we wouldn't let that. Man, we wouldn't let that fly. Are you kidding me? See, back then, there were answers for guys like Tommy Sotomayor and Kevin Samuels. There were answers. Men would answer the bell. See, that's the problem today. There were no answers. So these guys can just go off and do whatever they want under the protective shield of social media because there were no answers. But if you're going to be a loving man, allow yourself to care about black women, period. Now, I know some of you guys are telling me, man, you a damn simp. Tell me what's wrong with caring about black women, period. Somebody give me a legitimate reason not to care about black women. I haven't heard one yet. I've heard all of the name calling. I've heard you call me simps and old school simp. I've heard all of the bum ass Negroes, and and I'm pandering, I'm dirty macking, and all kinds of other ridiculous shit, right? But I've never heard one good reason on why a black man shouldn't care about black women, period. Nobody has given me a reason. All you've given me is insults of myself and of women, but you've never given me a reason not to care about black women, period. Telling me that some of them have nasty attitudes isn't a reason not to care about them. Telling me that some of them interrupt their conversation isn't a reason not to care about them. Tell me that some of them are what you call masculine, which I question. You even calling a woman masculine. See, when a nigga come to me talking about, well, she's masculine, I'm questioning your sexuality. Because women are masculine, not real women. They're not masculine. So if you're telling me a real woman is masculine, I'm looking at you like, okay, what's going on with you? To where you're looking at a real woman and she looks masculine to you. I mean, is there enough masculinity in you? Is there enough testosterone in you? That's what's going through my mind. Maybe you have too much estrogen in your blood. You know? But anyway, my thing is, if, oh, I'm sorry. Again, I've heard no real reason for a black man not to care about black women overall. Now, when I say, as a black man, give me a reason not to love black women. Same thing. Insults, to myself, insults to black women, but no real reason on why I shouldn't love black women. No one has given me a legitimate reason yet on why I should. But you call me simp and all this other shit, but you haven't given me a real reason on why I shouldn't love black women or why black men shouldn't love black women. Telling me that they have attitudes, that isn't telling me shit. Telling me that they're ratchet, that isn't telling me shit. That's not telling me a damn thing. Telling me that they're twerking in the street and they're doing all these things. None of that is telling me anything, but I tell you what it is telling me something about you, though. You know, see, when a man comes to me talking about, oh, well, a black woman is having sex with this man, that man, this man, I'm kind of wondering why you in her business like that. You coming to me gossiping about what a woman is doing, and you a man, and I don't get it. What is your purpose coming to another man and telling him who a black woman is sleeping with? I don't get that. Whenever I hear you guys say this stuff, I'm trying to figure out what business is that of yours, and why are you coming to another man, telling telling a man, well, she's sleeping with Pookie and Ray Ray, she's sleeping with these dudes, huh? I mean, what? So again, there's no reason I've gotten that was legitimate for a black man to not love a black woman. All this, she's sleeping with Pookies and Ray Rays. She's not choosing the educated lanes. That's a bunch of BS. And that don't mean shit. That's a bunch of screwy, dewy, fooey, kapooey talking points that don't add up to shit. Okay? Give me a legitimate reason as a black man why I shouldn't love black women. I haven't heard one yet. I haven't heard one yet about not caring for black women. Hell, I haven't heard one about not protecting. Give me a reason why I should protect the black woman. Well, she out there swirling and she going with Shaddy and all that. Well, maybe if you made yourself a little bit more desirable to black women, they wouldn't go to Shaddy. I mean, shouldn't you be the apple of her eye? Shouldn't you be the one that she desires the most? What are you doing that she doesn't desire you? And she'd rather go to a whole nother race. You might want to look at how that's taking place. You might want to look into the origin of that. Now I know some of you guys, you hate women so much that you keep making up these narratives about them. I had some guy tell me that the reason why we had successful marriages back in the day is because there was a fear of domestic violence. What kind of hated shit is that? So, if you don't want to be a loving man, then who do you want to be? A pimp? Is that the kind of man you want to be? Is a pimp a man of substance? A pimp is a man of a man that you want your daughter to be with. See, when I was growing up, fathers hated pimps. Fathers didn't want their daughters to end up with no damn pimp. So you're saying today pimps are acceptable? You don't want to be a loving man, but you want to what? You want to be a Mac? I see you little fake ass niggas online swear up and down you got game because your life don't revolve around nothing else except getting sex because you don't have none in your real life. So that's all you do when you get on social media is you talk to women about sex, hoping you're gonna get some. And then you try to put other men in that category who's not hard up like you, who's not thirsty like you, who doesn't have a puny perspective of women like you, but you want to throw us into that category. That's a little dirt rascal wannabe pimp told me I was dirty macking. Seriously? You guys' minds, do you have anything that you think about a woman that doesn't originate below the belt? You think that's attractive to women? That everything you think about them comes from below the belt? This is about GentCulture is about you, brothers. It's about you improving who you are. It's about you adopting the correct behavior of being a gentleman, a man of integrity and honor, a man that women want, a man that women are seeking, looking for, checking for. not being repulsed and getting away from and running away from and talking about like a dog, right? So you don't want to be a loving man. What do you want to be? The antithesis of? You want to be a non-loving man? You want to be one of these dudes who sound retarded, like Snoop Dogg? We don't love these hoes. And remind you, all of these dudes who talk that crazy shit, right? They married. Ice Cube is married. Snoop Dogg is married. But he telling you all this BS shit, right? You think he's acting like that with his woman? No. See, man, y'all got the. You see, y'all been fed this false understanding of what a relationship is supposed to be with a woman. Y'all think y'all supposed to come in there all big and bad. Woman, do this, woman, and forget your wife's name. Her name was Lily before you got married. After you got married, her name became woman. Do this, woman, do that, woman, because I'm the man and I said so. It's not how things work, bro. That king of the castle shit, that's some fairy tale shit. A real marriage don't even work like that. Ain't no such thing as no goddamn king of the castle. Fuck you talking about? King of the castle, my ass, you better make sure you have your shit right and you can hold that marriage up. A king of the goddamn castle, you got to set everything into motion. Your wife is following you, so you have to lead properly. You got to set everything into motion. You got to set her up so where she can take care of things in case you go down. There's a whole lot that goes into marriage. You don't just walk around talking about something, I'm the man and that's what it is. I don't work like that, homie. She a person too. You don't just get to be on some crazy shit with her like that. That's bullshit. And that shit that these niggas is telling you out here on these fucking podcasts, understand something. They don't have any women. That's why they barking at you. And you ain't gonna have no women neither. And some of these dudes, right? Some of these dudes, they don't even come on live when they women are home. And some of them are hiding these channels from their women. 2 and 3 passwords, 2 steps of verification, so their wife won't see their channels. And so she never see it and never hear it. She don't know it exists. You got fools giving you stupid advice, calling themselves dating coaches, giving you the dumbest advice in the whole world, talking about something. Well, I don't want a woman where all of her time revolves around me. What? I mean, you foolish enough to think that when you with a woman that all of her time should revolve around you. What happens if y'all have children? Then what? You don't give a damn about the children either? All her time's supposed to be revolving around you? What are you supposed to be doing when all of this is going on? When all of her time's supposed to be revolving around you, what are you doing? So you guys sit up here and play this pimp culture shit, calling women bees and hoes, talking about you don't love these women, calling them strags, saying stupid shit like you don't want no woman who don't spend all of her time around you and don't use all of her free time for you, saying dumb shit like that. Got alpha male strategies out here with his gay shit. You got all of these fucking, these coons in the manosphere. And so you scared to death to be a loving man because of it. Because you done got caught up in all of this hocus pocus nonsense, all this razzmatazz, BS, right? So now you're afraid to be a loving man to your woman. You're afraid to come out in public and say you love your woman or you love black women. You're afraid to be a loving man. You're afraid to treat them with kindness. You're afraid to treat them with some respect. Why? Because guys like Red Supreme is watching. Guys like Kevin Samuels is watching. Bums like Tommy Sotomayor is watching. Okay? And coons like the Manosphere. Those gay birds over there, they're watching. Oh, I better. So now you scared to death. You're afraid to be a loving man. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. If you're afraid to be who you are as a man, you're unfit to be with a woman. You're afraid to be a loving man, and that's who you are, and you're afraid to be that, then you're unfit to be with a woman. It's as simple as that. Now you guys don't seem to be afraid of being hateful towards women. Oh, y'all all in the goddamn airways with that shit. If I say, yo, you give me 10 guys right now, and I say, no, give me 50 guys, and I say, okay, guys, who wants to volunteer to hate women? All 50 of them niggas will stand up. How much you want to bet? Now take them same 50 guys, and I say, all right, guys, who's going to volunteer to love black women? You can hear a rat piss on cotton. Now that niggas will start leaving. Niggas will start low crouching out the fucking door. So you okay with hating women and being seen talking crazy about it? You okay about that shit? No, you ain't got no problem with that. You all out in the open with that. But if I say be a loving man towards women in public, show a black woman some respect. Show a black woman that you love them as a black man and that you care about the black as a black man. You don't want nothing to do with that. That may as well be the fucking Black Plague. You may as well, hell, that may as well be fucking mad cow disease. And people say, well, Max, if I show black women love and respect and kindness here on social media, I'm going to be called a simp. So what? What does that even mean? What is that supposed to mean? I love black women. Naturally. They don't give a fuck about somebody calling me a simp. Damn about no damn being called no damn simp. Especially by some weak, inept niggas. Now RBR calls guys a simp by Tommy Liner. He's a fucking lunatic. You don't have any respect for women no goddamn way. And he's stupid as hell. You don't give a fuck about what he says. You don't give a damn about what some weak ass nigga in the manosphere says about me. Or some punk ass fucking dirt rascal pimp wannabe. Or some damn sorry ass nigga with no goddamn confidence. Okay, in a fucking SYSBM. Or any of them fucking broke ass losers in a fucking red pill situation. I don't give a fuck about what they think. These guys are losers. The fuck do I care about what a loser thinks? Okay? You see how I run my platform. I ain't afraid to run my platform the way I run my platform. And my rules are what they are. You can't call no black woman no B over here, and you ain't gonna come over here and cuss them out. And you ain't gonna come over here and be on some gay shit and try to get into a fight with them. I'm not having it. Not over here. You can take that shit elsewhere, but it ain't happening here. I'm not afraid to express love to black women. I'm not afraid to show everybody that I love black women. That comes natural to me. Why would I be afraid to express something that comes natural to me? Loving a black woman should come natural to you as a black man. If it isn't, you need to check yourself. Something wrong with you. Something seriously wrong with you. The hell you mean you don't love black women? Fuck wrong with you? What kind of black man are you? Fuck you mean you hate black women? What kind of black man are you? I ain't no babysitter, man. Don't come over here talking about something. Man, I hate black women because when I was 9 years old, I was eating some applesauce, and this little girl, she snatched my applesauce and she ran. And because I was a little pudgy, I tripped over myself and fell and busted my nose. And I ain't been right since. What the fuck you want me to say? It's like this, brothers. Dare to be a loving man. Dare to show the black woman some love here on social media and in real life. Don't be afraid. I'm sick and tired of telling you dudes to not be afraid. I shouldn't have to sit here and tell a man not to be afraid. When a man's essential nature is strength and we're built for conflict, I should not sit here and tell you don't be afraid, but a lot of you guys are afraid. And what's what you owe, why I'm at it, man? Man, what's what you owe fake ass Max running around here with with these big ass jerseys and skinny jeans and fucking Converse? What the hell is that, man? Why y'all doing that and shit? I need to cut that. You know what? And the biggest problem I see with a lot of you brothers, and this is Gen Culture, I'm talking to you brothers. Don't pay the women no mind. They just here for the show. I'm paying attention. I'm talking to you brothers. That's what Gen Culture is for. It's for you brothers. I'm talking to men right now. Not talking to women. I'm talking to you Nagas. Y'all need to grow up. There's entirely too much immaturity. Now, let me help you get out of some of that immaturity. Okay? Get you a job that where you work with your hands. Okay? Something where you can be a little creative, like a mechanic. Go to mechanics. If you're immature, you need something, a type of job that will work your mind. Okay? Driving a forklift doesn't do it. That doesn't work your mind. Unloading trucks by hand, that doesn't work your mind. You need something like a carpentry or mechanic, diesel mechanics, something where you have to think. Start opening your mind up. Okay? So let me get rid of some of that maturity. That immaturity. And start replacing it with some maturity. Because you see, when you have a job like that, when you have to work, right, it brings accountability. So your work has to be scrutinized. So you have to be accountable for the type of work that you do. This will bring about maturity because you're going to be held accountable. So you have to grow up. I recommend this kind of work for those who are immature. And I'm not being facetious here. I'm being straight real. This is an elder talking to you young brothers. Okay? Some of you 30-year-olds are trifling. They are extremely immature. You need a job to where you work with your hands and your mind. Something to where your work is going to be scrutinized. Something to where your work and the quality of your work depends on whether you keep that job or not. That's going to make you accountable and going to force you to mature. That's the kind of job you need. You have a problem with maturity and you're older, you need to get out of it, you need to get that kind of job. That'll help you grow up. That'll help you mature. It'll help you be responsible. It'll help you be accountable. Things that you need to be a good father, right? Things that you need to also be a good husband, right? So you kill a couple of birds with one stone. I don't like killing birds, I'm just saying. Being a loving man. What makes you afraid to be a loving man? Why? Because you scared of what Pookie and Ray Ray gonna say? You scared of what the educated lame is gonna? Who the hell is afraid of an educated lame? What? You're afraid to be a loving man to black women in public because Pookie and Ray Ray got something to say about it? Educated Lane got something to say about it? Red Pill Supreme got something to say about it? The Manosphere got something to say about it? Captain Sam got something to say about it? Tommy, someone got something to say? F all of them. Stop being afraid. I'm challenging a lot of you brothers right now to change the culture. Come out here. When you're on social media, let's start changing the culture. Let's start attacking all of this hatred. Let's start replacing it with respect and love for our women. Let's start doing that. So we can begin to turn this thing around. Start daring yourselves to be loving men. Loving men to black women. Loving men to the women and children in your life. Love your children, love your women. Let's work together. Let's build that mentality together. Let's create a culture that will drive this culture of hatred out of existence. Because if we don't, it's going to consume us all. It's going to destroy us all. So the way to fight it and get rid of it is to create a culture of love that can consume it, that can destroy it, that can eradicate it. And that starts with you, black man. You start with you taking that hatred and turning it into love and start expressing that love all over social media and be proud of it and allow it to be natural for you to express love for a black woman. Allow it to be natural to come from your heart. Let it become natural. See, I just want to say I love black women because it's natural to me. I'm never going to change. It comes out of my mouth so freely because it's ingrained in my heart. I want you to get the same way. I want that love for black women to be inside you naturally. You do that, you allow that to happen, then we can get rid of this culture, this destructive culture of hatred towards our women. And trust me, we'll be all the better for it. Dare to become a loving man. You feel me? And with that being said, I am at the end of the show. Dan, come on in here.
Hello.
Hold it down for me for 1 minute. I'll be right back. And gear up the chat, see if anybody got any questions.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Thanks, Miss FedEx, Dirty Varmint. Truth is, from the earlier show, yes, we made 1,000 subscribers, and we're gonna do a 1,000 subscriber show in most likely be Wednesday, and mhm, yeah. So, any questions? But thank you. We talking about so far the challenge. Dare to love black women.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
So we got going. Okay, Dan, tell me what you thought about the show, and tell me what we got going on in the chat.
Okay. Well, right now they're congratulating us on making 1,000 subscribers. Think it
All
was a good
right, yeah.
show.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Took It's some hard work too. We're gonna have a show on that, this week, y'all. Later on in the week, we're gonna celebrate our little first 1,000 subscribers. We love the support, man. We want to thank y'all for supporting us because, of course, we couldn't have got there without your support and love, and and now we want to take it to the next level. You know.
Hmm.
So, what
Yeah.
did you guys think about the show? Let me get some comments on the show. How'd y'all like the message? You know, gonna stick around for some questions before we get out of here. Go ahead, Dan.
Um, all right. Miss FedEx says Max has been on point to me tonight for sure. 100, 100. Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, Princess Z says, Max, you're on point. I wish more men would listen to you. However, there is much money to be made disrespecting black women.
Yeah, well, we're trying to change that. I'm
Okay,
sick of that. I'm
30,
sick of
okay,
black
David
women being
Varman.
exploited. Go ahead.
Okay, Dirty Varmin's kind of seem to be stuck on a particular thing. He says, I like the show. Do you think we should ban porn?
What? What'd you
Yeah,
say?
I said Dirty Varmin is seem to be
What did
stuck
you say,
on one
Dan?
point. He said, I like the show. Do you think we should ban porn? He said something earlier about porn uh, messing up
Do, do I
the
think we
men's
should
mind.
ban porn?
Yeah.
Uh, I, why? Something happened in porn?
See, I know I saw something earlier where he was saying that that's twisting. Oh, is one of the root cause of all this
Yeah. Okay.
disrespect.
Okay. I see what he's talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Porn and all that. Yeah. I don't know about that per se, but that's a good conversation you could probably have some other time. But I think I know what he's talking about. That's also part of pimp culture too, porn,
Mm-hmm.
because that's pretty much what it is. You know what I'm saying? Pimp culture is porn. It's
Mm-hmm.
real life porn. Yeah. So he has a point. He has a point. What else is going on in the chat?
Joe just came in trying to figure out what's going on. Uh, Miss FedEx is laughing at 30X, the 30 varmint.
Hmm.
Everybody's saying hi to Joe.
Hmm.
Oh, good live, Max. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
The question mark was probably for Dirty Varmint's question.
I'll be right back again, Dame. I gotta check something.
Uh huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Sean, Max is definitely daring the men to stop being chicken, stop being afraid of what uh these other group of men think of you by shrugging off their insults. So, who you think is gonna be brave enough to take up the dare and like forget y'all? I don't care what y'all think of y'all. Y'all can call me a simp all y'all want. I'm gonna be a super simp just like Max, the Black Knight. So pass me my cape, cause they always come is talking about how Max is caping. Obviously, those people are new. Otherwise, they know that ain't no insult for Max. They just say, "Pass me my cape. I'll gladly be the superhero for Black women." So yeah, when did you start worrying about what other men think of you and stuff like that? When you guys turn so coward that you're afraid to admit that y'all love Black women, let things such as words stop you. Hmm. Showing how weak you are, that you let what some guys say or think about you change or make you keep silent about how you feel. Let's see, bros. I say no because porn men would have no other means of releasing sexual, which can lead a boatload of other problems. Uh, hey, Maurice. Well, okay, so what you're saying that before porn, that men were crazed and deranged? Shoots. If that's the case, why did they have porn in prison? Uh, dun, 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 dun. But let's get back to the daring to love Black woman, daring to express love, show love, say you love Black women.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. That's a big problem. They don't want to express any love. Women need love, guys. I don't care how you size it up, they need love.
Mhm.
You can
You
talk about all
find
of sex, huh?
you find the most hardened so-called man-hating woman, and deep down, she wants to be loved.
That's right.
Hmm.
They're all pink inside, fellas. They're women.
Hmm.
Do not mistake, do not ever make the mistake and believe that they don't want love.
Yeah.
Don't never make that
And
mistake.
if they
You'd be
can't
a
get
fool.
love, hmm
You'd be a fool
and
to walk around here thinking that women don't want love.
hmm
That's why we're trying to get y'all away from this gent culture. Because gent culture hates women.
Yeah. And all that stuff turns them off, pisses them off, make them shut down, have no patience for you, or look at you like you're crazy. Are you for real?
Hmm.
But that's why there's a whole bunch of dudes that don't know how to talk to women now. They keep trying to talk like some pimp or some rapper when all they gotta do is say hello and introduce themselves and strike up a conversation about anything. Shucks, I had a gentleman strike up a conversation with me over wine. You know, he was asking, if that was a nice selection of wine that I was choosing, the brand that I was choosing. Well, I was looking at it, you know, and we had a nice little conversation. Hmm. Hmm. And it was nice just to have a regular conversation.
So what are they saying in the chat?
Hmm. Let's see. Let's see. Hi, my bro. Hey, Mo. Oh yeah, Mo. I came in. Uh,
What up, Mo? What's up, Mo? So what are they saying in the chat? What's the conversation going on in the chat?
it's at a pause. Bro Speak says something about the porn. No, shouldn't ban it. And
No, it's not that, yeah, bandit. Brothers, you have to learn to be in control of yourself. You can't let things influence you to think certain ways. You got to be in control of your mind. That's all a part of being a strong man. You have to be of sound mind. I'm not. I don't let things influence me. Things that I don't want to influence me. Okay, you have to be in control of what you're influenced by. Okay, if they, they shouldn't have to ban porn because you are allowing porn to influence you in a negative way. That's on you. You have to control your own mind. You have to control the influences that come into your mind. You have to be in control of yourself. Again, that's all a part of being a strong man. That's why I say weak men shouldn't get married. And if you're weak, you have no business getting married.
mhm, yeah, Bro
So what do you
Speak
think?
said exactly. He agreed with Max. Hmm.
Right. That's a part of having. That's part of being strong. You got to be. A man is supposed to be strong. Y'all got to start getting to the habit of thinking strong and being strong in every aspect of your life. Your nature, your natural self, is strength. That's what a man is all about. Strength. Okay. Get all this weak shit you hear going on. All that crying about women this and women that and whiskey with. It's all weakness, man. You don't hear any real men out here talking like that. Okay. You don't hear any real men out here. Like, did you guys ever hear me come on here and complain about who a woman is sleeping with? Dame, do I do that?
No.
You'll never hear me saying that. That ain't none of my business.
Okay. Okay. What are y'all talking about now? Okay.
What are they talking
Okay.
about?
Okay. Dirty Bomb is like it's the dopamine serotonin addiction. They are all junkies from young age 13/14. That's why their minds are stuck on sex all the time.
Yeah, he's talking about the dope. Yeah, yeah, I understand all that. Yeah, I understand all that.
Uh-huh.
He's talking about the scientific,
Okay.
scientific standpoint.
And Miss
Um,
FedEx says exactly 100% max, especially if you're married are in a relationship with someone you want to marry.
Right.
100%. Mm-hmm.
But Dirty Vomit, it's not just that. Maybe that's the way it is in white culture, but in black culture, it's not just that. It's also aided by a negative influence of men who call themselves pimps. Like, Dame, do you have that picture of the pimps?
Yeah, I believe I still have them. I hadn't deleted
Yeah, I
them
want
yet.
you to, yeah. I want you to put up with the ones where they all in the picture together.
Okay.
I want to show y'all something about what's destroying the minds of young black boys and what's
Gen-
causing, what it's making it seem to be okay for men to be effeminate. Okay?
okay, that's one.
Okay, let me see. Hold on. Not that one, the other one. That one's
Okay.
screwed up too, but there's another one I want to show y'all.
Okay, how about this one?
That one. Look at this picture, man. These are worthless ass Negroes. Every last one of the black men in this picture is a worthless, tired ass, shiftless Negro. And every last one of these dudes in this picture has a weak mind and a weak constitution. There was no manhood in this picture whatsoever. These are what you call fugazi niggas. They are fake men. These men are fake. They're not men. They're weak and effeminate. That's why they dress like women. So y'all think that that's some classy shit, you right? Some old real nigga spill shit, right? Man, these niggas is clean. Nah, these niggas are effeminate. Let me tell you what the overcoat represents, right? Okay, you see the guy how he got the like he got the suit on, and he's got the coat over his shoulders without his hands being in it, right?
Uh
That's a representation of a dress.
huh.
Okay, but y'all look at that as some cool, man. That nigga, yo, man, that nigga a player. No, that nigga gay. That's a representation of a dress. Okay,
Mhm.
the purple. That's feminine. That's not a hard color that represent a warrior, a man. That's a soft color that represent the feminine nature. The guy in the fur coat with the fur hat. How many times you see your grandmama coming from church with the same shit on?
I was thinking that exact thing.
Okay? The nigga in the middle and with the cane broke down. Like he the hottest shit since sliced bread. That ain't nothing but a nosy woman. That's what he representing. A nosy woman. Think of it as a woman looking out the window when nobody's paying any attention and watching what goes on in the community and going back and telling and talking about it.
Mhm.
That broke down shit that you see right there, right? That's a
Mhm.
representation of a nosy, gossiping woman. That's what that represents. That ain't no cool, slick ass player. That is a representation of a nosy, gossiping woman. The dude in the middle with the lime color hat. That may as well be an Easter. Okay? Ain't no real heterosexual man of strength is going to wear a hat that color. He may as well be wearing an Easter bonnet. Okay? And that style that you see him wear, that old soul super cool style, broke down on the cane and all that, That's the representation of a nosy woman looking out of the window in the neighborhood and gossiping about what she sees. That's what that represents. That ain't no cool ass player. That's a nosy ass nigga. Okay? And the two dudes in the back, they just honorary women standing around.
Mm-hmm.
They with the other women in front. Everything in this picture is feminine. Nothing in this picture is manly. Nothing. And this is what's
Um.
getting y'all. And this is what's getting y'all crossed up. These are the type of niggas that have you doing this. Dang.
Uh-huh.
Put up Mary with the boots, please.
Okay. All right.
These are the type of niggas that's gonna have you like this. Okay? Everything in this picture is feminine. There's nothing manly in this picture at all. From the from the sartorial expression to the actual physical stature and behavior. And they're gonna have you like this in a moment. Play it. Sound, Dame. Dame, we have no sound.
Go Mary, go Mary, go Mary. Get it, sis. Hey, get it, sis.
Start it over.
Get it, sis. Hey, and with the boot. Go Mary.
From the beginning. They're going to have you like this. This is the result of pimp culture. This is the end game. Play it, Dame.
Hey, hey, hey. Go Mary, go Mary, go Mary, go Mary. Get it, sis. Hey, get it, sis. Get it, sis. Hey, and with the boot. Go Mary, go Mary, go Mary, go Mary. Now get it, sis. Hey, get it, sis. Hey, get it, sis. Now get it, sis. Go Mary, go Mary, go Mary, go Mary.
That is what you're going to, that is the end game of pimp culture. That is what you have to look forward to. That is what you see in that picture. That picture, that is what it represents. That is the end game. Okay? That's why those guys dress like women. That's why this arterial expression is feminine. Dame, can we look up the word sartorial so we can make sure our audience knows exactly what we're talking about? I'm not saying that you guys are stupid. I'm not saying that. But we like to make sure you understand where we are. Dame, the definition of
All right.
sartorial.
Okay.
The sartorial expression, once we get the definition, then we're going to go back to the picture. But that is the end game. Nothing manly about it, dirty varmint. Nothing. Everything in that picture is feminine. It can be tied to femininity.
Sartorial.
I'm sorry.
That's good, sartorial. Go ahead.
Okay, relating to tailoring, clothes, or style of dress.
There you go. Sartorial. Relating to tailor, clothing, and style of dress. Sartorial. Make a note of it. Sartorial. If you didn't know that word before, you know it now. Sartorial. I have an accent, so I always pronounce it sartorial. But it's sartorial. Yeah, I have my northern accent. Okay. 1 second.
All right. Okay. Okay, so you saw that video about the pimps and the prostitutes. Mm, yep, melted the boots. I didn't realize that that ground was wet. You know how much control hard it is to walk in the boots on wet, slippery ground. He's dancing. He's done this before. Yeah, and I didn't pick up on the guy with his hand on his hip until you pointed it out, Mella. I was like, what? I was like, oh, dog it. Yeah, his hands is on his hip. Uh, in a weird kind of way, they reminded me of the church ladies with all that mink, all them mink coats and stuff like that. And I know of a church lady, when it rains, she puts that big coat over her shoulder, no sleeves on it, in case she has to raise it up over her head. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Okay, bro. Speak the point. Okay, I have other influences. Yeah. 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 I was wondering when. I think all them 70 Mac and Pimp movies um had made Pimp as popular as it is now. Yeah, pimps were not superheroes. They were not people look up to. They used to always be the bad guy. Yeah, lurking around bus station, luring young girls or runaways into that type of lifestyle. Shooks, I used to be afraid to go outside the bus station at night because we used to travel by bus a lot. You know, to relatives out of town. No. Once the sun go down, no woman's going outside that bus station. She can help it, cause that'd be dragged away by some pimp or lure away. You know, that's why we couldn't stand it if the bus station closed and you had to wait for somebody to come pick you up because you was being approached. Hmm. Yeah, so pimps were not the heroes. I remember one of my mom's friends. He threatened a guy because he approached me as I was coming out the bus station, and I got a little turned around because I didn't see which corner he turned. I hesitated, and this guy approached me. He came back to check on me. He saw I wasn't directly behind him, and he threatened some guy.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Mhm.
I'm back. All right,
Yeah.
Dane, put that picture back up.
Okay.
I'm gonna show y'all some Easter eggs. They call them Easter eggs, right? You know how
Mhm.
you hunt for Easter eggs? I'm gonna show y'all some hidden
Uh-huh.
Easter eggs in this picture. Okay, the sartorial expression for one is feminine. Everything you see, the style of dress in this picture is feminine. They look like ladies coming from church. Picture Easter. Picture if you guys go to church. If you ever been to church, you know what I'm talking about. They look like a bunch of women coming from church, especially on Easter. Damn, can you see it?
Oh, I definitely could see it. Uh,
These are women This is the sartorial expression of women coming from church. This is not a
Mhm.
manly sartorial expression. This is a feminine sartorial expression. Excuse my accent. I keep saying sartorial. It's really sartorial. Okay? Forgive my accent. But this is a sartorial expression of women. You're being confused. These aren't manly men. This isn't the sartorial expression of men. This is the sartorial expression of women. Why do you think pimps like loud clown colors? Because they represent femininity.
Mhm.
That's why they dress like that. High-heeled, dragging platform boots with the goldfish in them. What the goldfish represent? They represented a distraction. So you wouldn't think that they were gay. Cleavon, oh, look at Cleavon, man. Man, you see Cleavon's platform boots? Yeah. Brother got goldfish in his platform boots. He riding it, he got that money. Now you take them goldfish out of them boots. Now it's, yo, Cleavon looking like a whole girl, man. Hey, what's up with Cleavon, man? I don't know, man. That nigga tripping, man. He gay or something? Yeah, he might be. I ain't never seen niggas wear high heel boots with clear heels. Now put back in the boots. Man, Cleavon got bully, man. That's them pimp niggas, man. Why you you wanna hey, Dame, go ahead.
Yes.
There go Cleavon.
Uh
Play
huh.
Cleavon, go ahead.
Okay.
Hey,
Cleavon with the boots.
hey, hey. Go Mary, go Mary, go Mary, go Mary. Get it, sis. Hey, get it, sis. Get it, sis. Hey, and with the boots. Go Mary, go Mary, go Mary, go Mary. Now get it, sis. Hey, get it, sis. Hey, get it, sis. Now get it, sis. Go Mary, go Mary, go Mary, go Mary.
Man, you gotta be kidding. All right, get that off the screen. All right, so, all right, that's like I was saying. You take the goldfish out of the boots, and Cleavon looked gay. You put the goldfish back in the boots, and he's a pimp working them hoes that got money, got scratch. Okay? See, them goldfish keep you from seeing the fool that he really is. That's a distraction. Same thing with the gold grill in the mouth, right? That's another distraction, right? They dress up like women and they use one little thing to distract you from seeing what they really are, right? Cleavon dressed up like a woman with the furry hat and all. Then he got this big old smile. Man, look at that grill in Cleavon mouth, all that gold, man. He working them hoes, man. Dude got money. Take the grill out of his mouth. Yo, what's up with Cleavon looking like your mom's, yo? Didn't I see your mom's wear that same coat last week? Put the grill back in his mouth. Yo, Cleavon working them hoes, man. Yeah, man. That nigga paid, man. He one of the best pimps on the block. Take the grill out of his mouth. Hey man, what's up with Cleveland looking like your grandmother come up from church, bro? I don't know, man. I think that nigga. I don't think he right, man. I don't think he's straight, bro. These are distractions to keep you from seeing the truth about who these niggas really are. Effeminate dudes who are trying to mimic the behaviors of women. And they get away with dressing like women. Now, what's my favorite? What's my term that we created here on the Every Star Network? Alpha feminine males. Dang, put that picture back up one more time. All of these guys in this picture are alpha feminine. Now, what are alpha feminine black males? These are all black males that think that they are dominant black women. A pimp thinks he's a dominant black woman, which thinks which makes him think that he has a right to boss around and rule over the other women. He thinks he's an alpha female. Okay? These are alpha feminine black males. Black males who think they are alpha females or alpha dominant black women. Okay? That's what this shit is all about. That's why they hate women. And if you get involved in this culture, before you know it, you'll be just as alpha effeminate. And the end game is married with the boots. And you have seen that already. That is what you have to look forward to. Okay? Exactly, Koja. A bunch of male bitches. And that's what you guys think is cool. That's what you guys sitting there talking about. Man, pimp coach, yo, man. You guys respect pimp. I done heard some of you guys sit up here and respect pimps. Man, I get respect for the pimp game. You a damn fool. You don't even know what you talking about. You got respect for the. You don't even know what you saying when you say that. I'll be right back there.
All right. Yeah, 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 yeah. But them, yeah, they do remind me of the church ladies, especially them two guys on the right with the mink with the mink hats and stuff like that. And as for the coat over the over the shoulders, uh, like that, I've seen more women do that than I ever seen a man do that. No, I don't remember a man doing that. It's the women, you know. I know one who I used to know one. She passed away. Had that white coat just like that, and she would throw it over because it was raining, and she might had to pull it over her head, so she had it on her shoulders like that. Yep. Now, if the way he's holding his hand, the one in the purple, if he was holding it a little bit lower, he'd be holding his dress up to make sure he's walking carefully down the steps. That the heels don't catch the dress. Mm-hmm. You know, and of course, the elderly lady bent over her cane. Mm-hmm. 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 With those big glasses and everything. And sometimes she'll even have a cup, a cup of water, so she could take her medication. But I didn't pick up until Mela pointed out the guy all the way to the back with his hand on his hip. But the two guys on the right with the mink with the little mink hats, they look like they robbed their grandmother's or snuck their grandmother's minks out of her closet while she was out of town. Okay, let's see what is. Uh, hey, coach, let's see. They say many female strippers are gay because they see the ugly, depraved side of men. I think these men are the same way. They see the bad side of prostitution and see all women that way. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Have you ever read any one of the pimp books? Yeah. Yep. They they prefer respect men, and that is where their love is. Easter Sunday best. Yes. Except I think the women would have a little bit more colorful hats than the white, but I've seen one or two with the white hats. Well, his is colorful with that green and yellow. hmm 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 And as I said, with that cane, it makes me think of one of the elderly ladies at church with the cane. She's a little bent over, and she got to use her cane. And sometimes if you're not moving fast enough, she'll use it to nudge you out the way. Come on, move. I'm trying to go, and she be the slowest thing. But anyway, yeah, and she usually have a cup in her hand because she's taking her medicine. Yeah. I think Rick Ross was in his grandma's Sunday best. Or they're still in their grandma's mink. Grandma's out of town visiting relatives. You know where she keeps her mink, her mink coat and hat for them cold Sundays and stuff like that, and pulling it out. Yeah, and of course all that jewelry, all them rings and stuff like that, and the necklaces and the jeweled glasses, and this especially made cup for their personal use. Church lady came up with the pimp cup long before the pimp cup, but they weren't calling the pimp cup. They were calling it my special cup, so I could take my medicine and stuff like that. Baby, go put some water in grandma's cup so she could take her medicine. She got a special design so that everybody knows that's my cup. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And then okay, and then that other picture with the perms and stuff. Although he needs to touch up on his perm. See, grandma's special cup, hers especially for her to use. Take her medicine and the bracelets, jewel, the special glasses and shades. Yeah, decked out. Although I don't know, grandma be wearing that orange mink though. Okay, I keep expecting to see somebody with grandma on stove. Basically, they continue playing dress up from when they were kids, just little queens in training, ready to come out of the invisible closet. Yeah, yeah, that's basically what they're doing. They're playing dress up and they dragging the women into it. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Oh, dang! I think I erased that one. There's one pimp with his hoe. Oh, shoots! I never thought I was gonna say that. With his prostitute. Well, of course, you see that press and curl. Although I keep thinking he got the wig on backwards. I seen that style, but it was a backwards wig. hmm Yeah, yeah. See him in the beauty shops. Uh, they have one of their women who know how to do hair, do their hair, relax hair. And don't let me describe the ones that's running around with curlers in their hair. That was the most craziest thing. I remember the first time I saw a man with curlers in his hair. I was like, no, I was asking my mom, is that a man or a woman? And why he got curlers in his hair? And we'll take the rollers out and leave it curled tight like that. Well, which I kind of understood later, you know, that you gradually let it fall. hmm Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
hmm Yeah, we was going over the Sunday Easter parade. I think these two guys actually did steal their grandma's mink
Yeah,
coat.
they look like women coming from church.
hmm
Okay.
And I said the guy in the purple suit, he had his hands a little lower. He reminded me of the church lady that has her coat over her shoulders and is holding up her dress a little bit to make sure her heels don't get caught in it.
All right, so you can get them punks off the screen,
hmm
and let's get ready to wrap it up. Anybody got any more questions for me? What are they saying in the chat?
They're talking about the relaxed hair and all.
Yeah,
Kobe says basically they continue playing dress up from when they were kids, just
yeah,
little queens in training, afraid to come out of the invisible closet.
exactly.
hmm
Playing with their mama's clothes, you know,
Yeah,
wearing their mama's clothes.
yeah. And she said, I think Rick Ross was in his grandma on Sunday's best. Okay, okay. Koji said they say many female strippers are gay because they see the ugly, depraved side of men, and I think these men are the same thing. They see the bad side of prostitutes and
All
see
right,
all
so
women that way. They prefer and
all right,
respect men.
so
That's where their love is.
right. All right, Gen Coach is over with y'all.
hmm
So let's talk a little bit. Let's go to another quick topic that I wanted to spend a little bit of time on before we get out of here. This so-called abort male black babies thing. Now, what exactly is going on? Now, is there a woman out there actually saying that thing? And y'all can help me in the chat if somebody actually heard somebody say that. Throw it up in the chat. Let me know because they said Cynthia G said that. I've never heard her say nothing like that. I don't believe she would say anything like that. And if they're probably taking her out of context. Okay, but my thing is this here: each generation of men is responsible for the women happiness in that generation.
hmm
Yes, you are responsible. They're your women. You are responsible for their happiness. You are directly responsible for their happiness. Everything that you do ties back to them, even if you're not with them as a mate. If the environment isn't producing decent men, that is your fault. You are the fathers. You're supposed to make sure that the environment is producing decent men. So if they are producing bad men, this takes away from the overall happiness of your women because there are no good men to choose from. So you are already pulling them behind the eight ball when you don't want to raise your boys properly. So you're already setting a bad example as leaders in your community. And so when you have a generation of black women, I've never heard any shit like this before. And I come from out of the era where the feminists were out there running their mouth, but nobody cared because there was a lot of black love back then. There was too much black love back then for even the feminists to affect. So regardless of what they were saying, nobody believed it because it wasn't true. There were too many men that were in love with their women back then. We were in love with our women. It was all in our music. That was our culture. We loved our women. I love my women to today. So we didn't have women from my generation talking crazy like that. So each generation of men are responsible for the overall happiness of the women in your generation. Why? Because you are the de facto leaders of that generation. So the fact that this generation of men have women talking absolute bananas,
Mm-hmm.
bonkers, saying crazy things I've never heard of, talking about they don't want to have your male black children. How the hell did you get the most beautiful woman on this earth, the most nurturing woman on this earth, to talk like that? That's insane. How the hell did you get her to talk? You have the most nurturing and the most beautiful and loving woman on earth. And you got her out here talking crazy, man, talking about she don't want to have your children? What the hell are y'all doing? That reflects on you. What's going on in the chat there?
All right. So let me
Anybody
see.
responding? Man,
Okay, yeah,
you can
yeah.
respond
Both
too. I'm
speakers.
trying to figure out what's going on here with this so-called. You can get in there too. Have you heard anything? What's going on here?
Okay. Okay. They still talking. I think they. Okay. 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 Let's see. Koja says, I think it was stop birthing black males. The reality is, black women are murdered by their sons, fathers, uncles, grandfathers, as well as husband and boyfriend. I think there was quite a few mothers murdered by their sons on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Degrade them for having children. Reality is, if only marriage produced kids, black people be way less than 30 million in the U.S.
hmm
Uh huh. Yeah.
So it was. stop birthing them. And listen,
Mhm.
like when you look and see, nobody wants to hear the black woman's side on why she's feeling this way. Nobody wants to hear that. As far as they're concerned, there ain't no reason. There's always a reason. There's always a cause and effect.
Mhm.
And you'd be a fool not to believe so. Only a fool walks around here talking about there's no reason for nothing. There's no reason for something. There was always a reason. There was always cause and effect. Now you may not like what they're saying, but they have a reason why they're saying it. Something is causing them to say it. What is that something? What's the matter? We don't want to get down to it. We don't want to let the cat out of the bag. What's the matter? What? We don't want to open up Pandora's box. I want to know why they're saying it. I want to get to the root of why they're saying it because that's some crazy shit. Why are they saying? I've never heard black women talk that way. I don't want to give birth. I don't want to. I mean, just flat out say that they don't want to give birth to our children or give birth to our boys. I've never heard that until this generation on social media. That they even floating it around. Like, what are they even talking about? What do you mean you don't want to? I've never heard black women talk like that before. So there's got to be a reason. They don't just say things for no reason. There's got to be a reason. Why are they talking that way? What's causing them to talk that way? Because we understand that her behavior is reactionary. So what are they reacting to? I keep hearing about they're saying it, but why they're saying it? I want to hear why they're saying it. See, y'all don't want to talk why. Well, there's no excuse. No, 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 no. Don't come at me with there's no excuse. There's a reason why. Things don't happen for no reason at all. Why are they saying it? Why y'all don't want to talk about why they're saying it? You want to come out and be outraged that they're saying it, but don't want to talk about why they're saying it. Why is that? Anything in the chat, Dane?
Okay, see, Koja said if we listen to black men blame their mothers for having them, wouldn't younger black women hear the vitriol and stop if that would be the reaction she gets from her son for giving them life and stand?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. If you got black men going around doing stuff like that, that's pretty bad.
Hmm.
It's pretty bad. I keep telling you guys that women are watching you and they're listening to you. They are watching and listening to you. So if you're sitting up here talking about you cursing your mother for having you, what kind of crazy? Who said? Who's saying that? Are the men actually saying that?
Okay, that they blame black women for having them.
Yeah.
There's been a few. I can't remember their names and stuff like that, but there's been a few that done that. You know, but usually some of that fades away as they go to school. Um, yeah. So shucks, and many of them, even um, is okay with abortion. And I think one crazy guy even said, um, I'd rather she had aborted me than for me to go through what he went through. Um, okay, MC Kosher goes, when you degrade single black mothers, that is what they are doing. Oh, you want the link, Max? I think she's tired of typing.
Huh?
She wants me to drop the link. She's tired of typing. She
Okay,
wanted to.
drop it.
Okay. All right. Let me see. I'll make sure that ain't the old one.
Yeah, Gen Culture's over. You can drop the link.
All right. Okay. There's the link, Kosher. Make sure.
Oh, man. Yeah, so, there's two sides to every story, man. Let these guys come up here, and all they want to do is take the hating side. But let's get down to it, man. Let's try to solve the problem. Why are they saying it to begin with? There's a reason why they're saying it.
Hmm.
Don't sit up there, come up here with all this outrage, talking about some, you know,
Well,
the,
hey,
the,
It's Kosher.
hey,
hey,
culture,
how y'all doing?
what's going
Okay.
on?
When you slow down what these people are saying
Hmm.
and they engage in a pattern of number one, if you have a child out of wedlock, you're no longer good. So no decent man should touch her, regardless if that's your child or not. You don't want her to have a decent man in her life after that to be over your child because people are not going to be nuns.
Hmm.
Then if you really go and look at it, if we we only set what 13% of the United population, we about 30 million people or so, give or take a couple of million. If
Yeah.
they say have only marriages should produce babies, and we only have what 27% of black men marrying, that's going to further decrease the rate. So if you tell me I ain't shit for and I should have chose better, and you hear generations of even the sons of these women who actually stayed saying, Mom, you should have aborted me. Aren't younger women coming along going to say, if this is the thanks that I'm going to get, why would I have you? And there's a growing number of women, when they say that one every 5.5 hours murdered, that is not all by boyfriends. They are relatives. Actually, domestic violence overall are and women. Women don't kill women. Yeah, I hate to be cruel. Bitches don't kill bitches. That's the cruelest way to put it. Men primarily kill men. When you go and see the murder rate of men, you don't see 90% plus of it being committed by women. But
Hmm.
when you see the murder rate of women, it's 90 plus percent or higher. I probably about 98. But just to be safe, I'm going to go down by men. And generally, it's the men in their family. It's some form of domestic violence. And domestic violence don't just include boyfriend and girlfriend, it's familiar also. So if I hear men saying, you 18 years old, 16 years old, you had an out of wedlock and you're no longer good for the rest of your life. And if men aren't marrying, and we're hearing men say this, women listen. When you put all of that together and all of this stuff that they're saying, are you mad at women for listening? And why wouldn't they? You're gonna blame me for being the parent that actually stayed. And they act as though all of the marriages that dads didn't walk out either. Like it was just the ones that weren't married that the dads decided to walk out. But there was a whole lot of divorces too where the fathers walked away. And when you hear this over and over, the women are saying, you know what? I don't want to do that. I'm not going to be this. You're not going to talk about me, and we're not going to give birth to you. We listened to what they said. They actually said this. So why are they just want to be contrarian? Because if you said it, you should have had an abortion. Why are they mad that women are saying, we hear you and we're going to do what you actually told us to do? It's like they just want to argue. We heard you. You said it for decades. You've been on the YouTube street saying it for what, 15 years in the manosphere? And so now women are hearing you. And we're saying, you know what, we agree with you. And now you mad?
How come they don't want to talk about this though? That's why when they come up here on this panel, they got all this outrage,
They want
but they
to
don't want to talk about
argue.
what you're talking about. Uh huh.
They are not solution based. They want to argue and they want to be right about something. I have literally sat here, and as long as it wasn't even the thing they started talking about, but as long as they could be right about one something, they're happy. And they're not solution based. And we get cliches from everywhere. And the man say, Dr. Fish say, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? They just want to be right about 1 + 1 is 2, long as they make them feel like they're right about something, regardless if it's related to the issue or if it's productive.
Yeah, that's
I was just having a conversation last night on the panel. The man used the word dog. I say, please don't use that word because I
use the
want to
word
keep the
what?
conversation respectable. I don't want, words matter. So I don't want the conversation to go that way. So if you use certain words, certain
Wait a minute,
phrases,
what word he used?
he used like said some dogs or something. And I was like, let's not use language like that. We're trying to have a productive conversation. So let's not use words that are going to trigger arguments because there's a certain way that I can talk to you. We can have the conversation without doing stuff like that. But how many times will I take a deep breath for you to keep using these words? Because I believe in the first time you do it, stop it. I'm going to stop you right now. Oh, you just want to, oh, you know what? Have this conversation. I'm not going to argue with you. And then it's like, oh, you just came up here to argue with me. I'm like, nigga, your avatar had been up there. I didn't come up here for you. I came to talk to Trinity. But it's like they just want to argue it and not discuss. And we can even debate, but it's just non-productive and they just want to argue and argue and argue and it's not productive and they just want to be right about something. And when we listen to you, when we listen, not you, but when we listen to them and women are listening to them and saying, I'm not going to have your baby, now you want to argue some more. Make up your mind. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I don't even think they know what they want.
It's just
So
ridiculous, man. This whole stupid. These guys, man. Again, you know, uh, it just keeps getting worse. It just keep getting worse, man. Again, it seems like you got more and more of these guys popping up. It seems like they just want to engage
they
in
want to argue.
confrontation. Yeah,
They
like you
want to
said,
do stuff to trigger the
confrontation.
argument. Say, see, you did that. Well, if you call me bitch, 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 bitch 5 times, then eventually I'm gonna do it back. I'm gonna say it back. They just want to do it. And see there, she did what I said she was gonna do. And it's to a point, eventually, you're just like, I can't have this discussion anymore. I have not the energy for it. You keep that. You keep that. You be over there because you don't want to improve. Constructive criticism is meant to elevate us. And these people are so in their things, they don't, I could even understand if at that moment you don't want to concede the point, but you go back and you actually think about what somebody says. I don't really think anybody should agree with anybody off rip. And sometimes you're on these panels and stuff, but take it back. Constructive criticism is not meant to destroy you. It's to say, girl, you come to work like every day, every day, every day. I need you to come on time. That is constructive criticism. That is not meant to destroy you. They're saying, hey, this is a thing. I notice it's truthful. And to improve yourself, not do it. They think every criticism or truth or criticism, I call it constructive criticism, is a dart designed to kill them. And I hate to say this in relation to men, or boys or males or whatever you want to call them. It's like with our kids. We don't tell our kids, hey, don't do that to destroy their ego. We tell it to them because you have to function in a real world, in real things. And I ought to say, if y'all go stand in front of a judge, y'all control y'all voice. Y'all control y'all words, but you mean to tell me up here on the panel you lack that ability? I guarantee you will stand on first appearance. You don't care how much you don't like that judge. You monitor your tone and your words, but you can't even do that to have a productive conversation in here. And it's only for the most part with women. Sometimes they do it with each other, but I just looked at the breakdown somebody did of that and I don't even like Tariq Nasheed, but how humble Tommy was when Tariq was there. And it's like their badge of womanhood encourages not fighting and arguing with other men. It's, look, I could talk to this bitch like this, so you must think I'm a bad nigga. You must think I'm that because I could talk to a smaller, less muscular person. It's like a 10th grader picking on a third grader.
Yeah, it's
And
really,
they think
it's
that's
really disgusting.
manhood.
No, that's not manhood. That ain't no manhood. That's an absolute disgrace. That ain't no manhood. And like I said, these guys, I don't know where these guys live, but they're not around no real. I'm telling you right now, they don't live around real black people. They don't.
They still mad
They
their mama made them wash dishes.
yeah.
How
They live. I don't know where they live at, but they don't live around no real black folk. 'Cause
they live on television. And what
yeah.
they saw is in white families on white television shows, the mother stayed home, the mother did all the cleaning, dad went to work, and the kids, you never saw the kids really had to do chores because the mother stayed home and did that. And in their home, they had chores to do. In their
Mm,
home, not recognizing that, hey, there's only one parent here. But I saw white TV and they have this unrealistic view of life that is really based off of TV.
So what do you do if your wife goes down? What if she gets sick and she's unable to take care of the kids in the household for a while? What do you do as a husband? Nothing. What do you do?
I heard my husband was telling me like he delivered medication that a nurse was complaining because he overhearing the nurses complaining about how much she had been working since the pandemic. I'm not sure if she was a nurse or a he was, and how she had been working worse, but and her husband wasn't working, but he still expected her to. Not long was she working extra, he was home all day, but it still expected her to come home and do all of the stuff while he sat home all day.
See, that's that again. You see, that's what I mean by being weak. See, guys like that ain't fit to be in no relationships.
And
See, that's exactly what I'm talking.
if I feel like if I'm supposed to be in a relationship, I'm supposed to feel like if something happened to me, all hell wouldn't break loose. Like we may not be able to afford the extras. The children, if we got girls, the girls' hair might not be combed perfectly, but you have some ways to figure out how to get it done
That's right.
and hold us through. And a lot of
That's
these
right.
relationships are not reciprocal. And I
Well, they
even
don't like it
examined the
because
stepdaddy role.
they call it being a house husband. They don't like that term, house husband.
You get in where you fit in.
Yeah, they don't like the
You
term
get
house husband. They figure it's something that's attached to women. You know, when you have to become, if your wife goes down, if the mother of your children goes down for whatever reason, she's sick or she's hurt and she has to recover for it. Let's just say she's off her feet for 2 and 3 months. Okay, but then you become the house husband. You work and you got to bring in the money. You got to take care of the house. That's what it is.
I've heard two disgusting things as a woman, and it's what I hear. So even within marriages, I hear this. I have seen women who go to school to better themselves, and sometime when you're an adult and you go to school, that means you have to go to class at night or on the weekend. It may mean you're studying when you get home, depending on what you're going for. And I've heard men actually, oh, I cheated because you didn't have time for me.
Yeah. See,
And that is
that's
perfectly acceptable in these spaces. And one of them I heard was, you were pregnant, and the way I repay you for bringing our child into the world is to cheat on you while you were pregnant.
see see when you hear stuff like this, it's not hard to understand why black women today, are saying the things that they're saying. It's not hard, and it's not hard to justify it. Now I don't know, but now I would never agree with aborting male black baby. I
Um,
would never agree with aborting babies.
I told
Period.
them just don't conceive them.
Right
And you know
now,
what?
right
It's going to be a
now, but
trend, a rebirth rebranding of actually single motherhood because two things have happened. Whatchamacallit just gave birth, Naomi. Well, she ain't gave birth, she had a baby, Naomi Campbell,
Mm-hmm.
which is huge. And Naomi Campbell and who was the other one just gave? Oh, Rihanna is getting that. And I mean, I'm not suggesting that women. Well, I am suggesting if you're 40 years old, you're not married, and you want to be a mother, I do advocate for going to the sperm bank. I don't advocate for getting pregnant from Pookie because you don't want to have no legal attachment to him. But there is going to be a rebranding of Black women and even single motherhood. So all these men who got their panties in a bunch over there in the manosphere shaming mothers, there is going to be a rebranding of it. And it was not going to be acceptable anymore. If you don't see it, I'm telling you it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Then I don't advocate for that. I'm saying if you're 40 years old and you don't have anything, you're not married, you don't whatever, and you want to be a mother, you can always become a wife. You can't always become a mother. Go buy you some sperm and do it. But there's going to be a rebranding. And this rhetoric is not going to be allowed because there are some women that are listening to this stuff, that are recording this stuff, and they're going to put that case together of all the women that were attacked based on social media postings like that Space Ghost Perp and all of that stuff. And they're going to put together all the people that have had people pull up on them. And they're going to go and get a bill. And it's going to get passed. And all of this hate speech that they think that Black women aren't deserving of is going to be a problem. And so, you know, that's pretty much all I had to say is that women heard men and we hear these Black men and what they say about single mothers and being divorced mothers, and they're listening and they're saying, we're listening to you, we're going to take your advice and we're going to choose better, and that choice is going to be not to have you. And so, but dang, I didn't want to take over. I'm really not one for holding down the panel by myself and stuff. So that's not my forte. I'm a YouTube side chick. I just jump in here and there. So I'm let y'all have it because my little bit of break is over with. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me, Dane? I'm not sure. Let me see the chat. Um, can anybody down there put a one in the chat or something if they can hear me? I'm not sure if I'm coming through. Um, okay. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to hold it down for a few more minutes till they come back up. Um, you know, I'm not really quite sure where these conversations take place at, but and why they can't get better. I don't know if humility is not cool or whatever, and people don't know how to humble themselves to have the convo, hear each other, and not even come up with a conclusion. Just hear it, go sit on what the other person said, marinate, do some research, and then come back with information to finish the discussion. As opposed to, who got the loudest mic, the loudest voice, or the most members on their team to win the argument. And I'm going to just say one thing that I find really, really disturbing is the need for, like, if I go on a panel, I don't look to see if it's 5 women there or whatever, or no women. But it just seemed like um, some of these men got to have a team to back them up to state their argument, to drown out the other person. And stuff like that. And if that's how you win an argument is to, and I understand sometimes on panels things can get heated with a lot of people talking, but when it's strategically done to drown out the other person, you don't win the argument just because you're the loudest. And the one thing I really see is we be having conversations in this space. I never care what somebody looks like in this space. Every now and then it's nice to put a face to somebody's voice, but the fact that um, these men go directly to a woman's looks, weight, etc., and I have to ask why. If you're not interested in dating them, and we are just on here having platonic conversations, what does somebody's look have to do with anything? And when did it say in the book that you have to be a 10 to be deserving of love? Like if you're not a 10, you ain't deserving of love or meeting a partner. Or if you're overweight, you can't have love in your life. It's crazy. And like they put all of these conditions on love, I guess because they're scared to actually look for it. And it can say, well, I'm not a high value man, so I can't find love. So it's not me. It's the system we in. Or I'm not a 10. I can't find a man because it's the system we in. Instead of going out there taking a chance and actually somebody saying, it's not because you don't have the 6-figure salary. It's something wrong with you. And instead of improving ourselves, we'll look at all of the excuses and stuff. So yeah, I agree. It is like gang warfare, and we get caught up in the argument a lot of the times. And it's just non-productive. People be like, well, you want a fucking argument. And at the end of the day, what does an argument on YouTube profit you? How does winning an argument on YouTube propel the Black community forward? How does that improve anything? You know, I guess we just want to be right about something, even though that something is inconsequential. And I'm really, really rambling, so I can wait for Dame them to come back up and take the broadcast away. Um, you know, I remember in kindergarten, the teachers say, for every complaint you have or question, you have to bring 2 solutions to the table, and the solutions cannot be based on other people. It has to be things that you can do. And I wonder if some people came to the panels and they could not talk about what the other person could do or the other sex could do. Would they be able to have the conversation? So, mm, dang, Max, are y'all here? I don't want to click off without y'all being up here and leave it with dead airspace. Um, a bit, well, if they keep throwing white women in the TVs, it's gonna be problematic. They might throw Shaquita in the TVs and they not care, but if they and Brad might throw Becky into a TV, but if Tyrone keep throwing Becky in the TVs, it's gonna be problematic. Dang, I got to check out, so I hate to leave it up here with dead airspace, but y'all come on and check back in. I'm not a YouTube superstar. I'm a YouTube side chick. I know my role. Um, so I'm out, everybody.
Okay, I'm back. Dame? Okay, anybody want to know? Somebody want to tell me what happened? Is there any sound? Type of one if, hold on one second, y'all. Let me see what's happened today.
Okay, stuck there for a second there. Go speak. You can, you can, you can any race of women. You have kids with black or that. Bruce Rat has always thrown their women into TVs. They don't want black men to do it, especially white women who lack good. Okay, okay, I'm putting the link back down again. Ugh. Okay, thanks, Miss FedEx. Okay,
Okay, I'm back, y'all.
okay,
Yeah, hit.
all right. This, I said it's stupid politically and socially to exclude biracial who wants to be black from the group.
Well, I keep hearing this stuff about, you know, the race of the child is the father.
Mhm.
Um, well, that's not true. Scientifically, that's not even true.
Mhm.
I know they heard the Genome Project, but the Genome Project is wrong. That's one thing RBR won't tell you. Um, I know about the black woman. I don't know about other races of women, but the black woman has the mitochondrial DNA and nuclear DNA of every race of person on this earth. So if that's the case, then let's just go common sense wise. And how can the father determine anything when it comes down to the race of the child? When the race of the child can already is already determined and perceived by the mother. And understand something. Women are already born with the eggs, right, of the children that they're going to or potentially will conceive in their lifetime. So it's already predetermined. So I don't know where this stuff comes from about the father determines anything. Okay, and all of those eggs are female, by the way. Okay, and so when you look at the function of the woman's body, the sex of the child doesn't come until way later. I mean, the male sperm is long since gone after that. That doesn't even happen until way later on in the process. And so yeah, I don't know where they get that from. And let me go back to what I was saying about the term house husband. Many men don't like that term because they think it sounds feminine, but it actually isn't. Um, that's your duty as a husband to take care of your family. So if your wife goes down and she
Mhm.
can no longer take care of the family while she's sick or whatever, that is your duty to pick up that slack. You don't go and what? You go out and get another woman to do the job while your wife is sick. I mean, what are you gonna do? Go hire a maid or whatever? You know, you gotta pick up that slack. And if that means that you have to do duties around the house, chores, cook, whatever, then you do what you got to do to support your family until your wife gets back on her feet. That's what you're supposed to do. All this pimp shit, all this I don't do shit. I keep trying to tell y'all, that's some TV shit. That's movie shit. That's not the way marriages work. Marriages don't work like that. Marriages don't work like they do on TV.
Mhm.
No, they don't.
They don't work like you see in the fucking movies. Nobody gets down like that. That's not reality. Y'all got to stop watching these damn Mac movies and shit.
Yeah.
That shit don't happen in real life.
Mhm.
It's not the way marriages work. It's a whole different ball game. What up, bro? Speak.
Hey, what up, Max?
What's going on?
Nothing much. I'm a piggyback on that.
Hmm.
When I was married, my wife went down. She couldn't
Hmm.
walk for, I want to say, 4 or 5 months. Guess
Mm.
who had to take care of her? That was me.
You? That's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now her parents helped, but I was the main one taking care of her.
That's right.
Mhm.
So that whole thing about you ain't gonna do housework and something, that's bullshit.
That's right. And you should
I,
be committed for that because that's what a
right.
husband is supposed to do.
My mother taught me how to wash clothes and did all that stuff.
Mhm.
And then after that, I learned on my own. So, to wash my own clothes. I was washing my mother's clothes when she was sick. I was washing my wife's clothes when she was sick. It's something that you're gonna have to do. So it's not on some, oh, this is for men and this is for women. It's whoever can do it at that time. Now, what it shouldn't be is where it, like Koja was saying earlier, it shouldn't be where it's not reciprocal. And I think that's
Mhm.
where the problem is. I know on the women's side, that's what they're saying. It's not reciprocal. It has to be, if you're doing one thing, the men handle one thing, it has to be where it's reciprocal. So but a lot of these times, a lot of these dudes
Uh huh.
are coming from families where it was either the mother was doing everything or they were
Uh
doing everything and they were not, it was not reciprocal. So going back to the daring to be loving men, the issue is that they're afraid to love because they feel like they're going to get taken advantage of and that is going to be weak because probably some dude did get taken advantage of by some woman.
huh.
Maybe something happened with their mother. It's a whole lot of things that could have happened. But the thing of it is, as long as you know yourself and you understand yourself and you have confidence in yourself, the likelihood of that happening is minimal. And yeah, you might get played, but how bad it's going to get depends on how you are as a man, how you carry yourself. And yeah, I got played by some women too, but it ain't where some of the way these dudes are saying it. I ain't never got played like that. But it's going to happen. But how bad it's going to be and how you take it depends on you as a man. That's the big thing. And the whole thing about the whole biracial, I don't want to get into that too much, but I just said this. I just say politically and socially, it's not a good idea, especially when you don't have the numbers, you don't have the political power, the social power, all that to do that. If you have the power to do that, by all means, we're not there, so it wouldn't be a good idea to do it. But other than that, I don't. As far as worrying about who dudes messing with, I've never been on that. You have a black child, all that. That stuff is not what I really care about because as men and women, you're gonna make your own choice of who you're gonna get with.
I would say just be careful with doing that because yeah, there's a lot of ramifications that come with if you're going to do the interracial dating and all that shit. There's a lot of ramifications that come from that, you know. But but back to the whole loving, daring to love, it's going to be a risk, but that's life. You're going to risk getting your heart broke. You're going to risk being played. It's just the way it is. You can't run from it. But you know, dudes they want to win so bad because they've been hurt and all this kind of stuff. They want to win so bad, and then it doesn't help that you got this, like you said, this pimp culture. This I got to I got to win at all costs. I can't take a loss because it makes me look weak in front of all these people. I'm like, if you let yourself get taken advantage of, and then you let yourself get where you can't even control yourself in front of women, where
Mhm.
every word is B and HOE.
But it's like I was saying earlier when I was doing my pimp culture. Y'all can't, as a grown man, okay. See, a mature man, a man of sound mind, a strong man, does not fear rejection. Rejection doesn't bother a man of sound mind because a man of sound mind, a grown man, has a maturity level and understands what comes along with trying to court a woman or trying to capture the attention of a woman or trying to win a woman's heart. There's going to be rejection that comes along with it. And as a mature man, you understand that you're not going to be every woman's type. Some women are going to tell you no. And that's all to it. You don't freak out because of that. You don't fall apart because a woman told you no, or a woman told you she liked you, but you're not her type. You don't lose your mind. You don't become unglued or unhinged and run around here and have some kind of psychotic episode. That comes with the territory. A mature man understands that. Mature men aren't bothered by rejection because mature men understand that every woman isn't going to say yes. That is part of being a grown up. They have the right to choose what man they want to be with. And if you're not that man, you're not that man. Move on until you find a woman that you fit or you are suited for. And that type of woman will accept you. Let's not freak out because, oh, well, you know what? I asked Yolanda out on a date and she told me, hell no. So now I'm going to run around here like a chicken with my head cut off and you know, and hate all women. That's immaturity, man. You need to, y'all need to grow up. A lot of you dudes are severely immature. You need to grow the F up. In the real world, women have the right to say no. You have the right to say no too.
Yeah,
Check this out. You have the right not to like a woman, you know, that you're pursuing. If you're pursuing her and she's having a conversation with you and she's showing interest, but there's something about her you don't like, you have a right to say no to her. Thank you very much, but you know, I'm going elsewhere, or I want to see other people, or you're not my type. You can say the same thing. So I don't know what all of this shit is about. Well, I got rejected, or she ain't checking for me because I'm not a Pookie or a Ray Ray. That's immature shit. Real men don't give a fuck about no. Real men don't give a fuck about other men. I can give a good goddamn about what another man's doing. When I'm going after a woman, all I care about is what I'm thinking in my mind at the time. I don't give a fuck about no Pookie and Ray Ray.
Exactly. That's what it always should be.
Exactly.
If I listened to some of these dudes in the manosphere, I wouldn't get with any women. I'm like,
Right.
no, bro, no, bro. I don't care what you think, what type of woman I should be with.
Exactly.
If there's a woman I like, I'm gonna be with her. There ain't
Exactly.
no anything you can tell me. I don't care if you think she ugly as I don't know what. If she tickles my fancy, that's who I'm gonna get with. That's the same with my ex. They were saying, "Oh, y'all look like brother and sister." I'm like, although there was a little bit of worry because my dad was kind of a Rolling Stone, but that got cleared away real quickly because I met her parents,
Right.
so I know that wasn't the case. But even then, I'm like, I don't care. She mine, so it don't matter to me. And even
And
after the, all the other women that I've gotten with, same thing. It's I like her, she like me. I don't care what you are saying. These dudes are saying that don't make me know mine.
uh-uh.
However I'm going to deal with a woman is how I'm going to deal with her. I don't
Right.
care what whoever says. Don't matter to me. But
Exactly.
but these dudes have led, and I'm going to do like a podcast on this. These dudes are letting this pimp culture, society, you're letting the manosphere, you're letting KS, the actual manosphere, all this stuff is leading you to think that you have to be this type of way to get with women or this type of way.
Yeah.
And it's leaving these dudes angry, depressed, suicidal, and homicidal.
Yeah.
It's crazy out here.
And you know what? And the dangerous thing about that is these guys are teaching you brothers to be everybody but yourself.
Exactly. They make this dating thing so damn difficult. I like you
Yeah.
said, I read those pimp books.
Yeah.
I read them, I was
Mm-hmm.
interested because at the time I liked Tariq. He's a very charismatic person. But I
Uh-huh.
read those books. I was so damn confused. I was
Yeah.
like, man, I'm like, is this what you got to do? I'm like, God damn, y'all making it real too hard. That's
See,
what I'm saying. They're making it way too hard.
exactly.
It's simple. Be yourself and put it out there on the table. If she don't like it, she don't like it. Even if you get together, she could say one day, hey,
It's
I don't want to be with you no more. You have
right.
to accept that.
It's like I say, you know, these guys won't tell you the truth about yourselves, right? One thing about me is I teach on my gen culture. Okay, if you are a boring guy, be boring. Be you. If who you are is boring, be boring. Now people are like, well, Max, what are you telling the guy to be boring for? Because that's who he is. There are women out here that like boring.
Right.
There are women out here who are boring themselves and will feel that y'all make a great connection. Be yourself. Don't try to be Kevin Samuels. Don't try to be no high value man. Don't try to be none of that shit. Be you. How about you be just like you? If
Mhm.
you are boring and you tell corny jokes, then be boring and tell corny jokes. There's a woman out there for you,
Right.
just the way you are. There's
And
women out there that like boring. There's women out there that laugh at corny jokes. They're just as boring and corny as you are. Be you, and you will find the woman that suits you, and you'll be happy. She'll be in love with your boredom and your corny jokes. She'll laugh at your corny jokes, and you'll be happy. Don't you get in trouble when you try to be something you're not. And that's what these guys are teaching you, to be somebody you're not. And that's why you don't have any women. You're having trouble with women because you're afraid to be yourself. I know a dude that was scared to talk to a woman because he didn't want the woman to find out that he liked cats. But why you didn't want her to find you like cat? Man, because that's soft, man. That's not a manly thing. I like cats. I'm a cat lover. Ain't nothing wrong with my manhood. Who said that had anything to do with your manhood? I like monkeys too. That ain't got nothing to do with your manhood. Be
Mm-hmm.
who you are. And stop worrying about what these niggas are saying to you. That's another one of your problems. You keep worrying about what these dudes are saying. Get about what the hell they talking about. I could give a good goddamn about somebody calling me a simp. Not gonna sit up here and pretend that I don't love black women because somebody is calling me a simp. Fuck out of here. That's the type of shit you need to stop doing.
Yeah.
That's what's hurting you. You don't realize that you look worse calling a guy a simp than the guy who's being a simp. Because most of the time when you calling a guy a simp, it's because he's trying to be nice to a woman. You guys gotten to the point where you call everybody a simp. A guy says hello to a woman, he's a simp. If a guy does something nice for a woman, he's a simp. And so by you saying that, the women are listening to you. You calling the guy a simp because you bought a woman, some lunch because that's something he wanted to do. Guys like doing things for women. What's wrong with doing things for women? Some guys like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll go into truck stops and I'm in a good mood and I'll buy all the women in their lunch. That's something I want to do because I'm feeling good. Oh, well, you a simp. I would have never done that. Okay, well, you're not me. Don't let people stop you from being yourself, man. That's the biggest problem you guys got. Be yourself. Like I said, if you are boring, then be boring. Don't try to be something you're not. If you can't manage to be an exciting dude and you're a boring dude, then be boring until you can figure out how to be an exciting dude. But be you. Excuse me. Being boring doesn't disqualify you from getting a date. Doesn't disqualify you from a woman falling in love with you. There's plenty of women out here who love boring, who love to laugh at corny jokes. They love it.
And also, even if you are quote unquote boring,
Hmm.
when you do get with a woman, you'll think of exciting things to do because you
Exactly.
want to change it up.
Right.
I know I was like that. I'm like when I got with my ex, you know, I can say that I'm kind of a boring type of dude, but I always wanted to do things, and we always discuss it like, hey, you want to do this, something that we haven't done before, or she
Yeah,
might
boring.
have
Right,
something.
boring.
Yeah,
I mean, but boring doesn't mean bad.
no,
It doesn't mean that you have some kind of strike against you. It just means socially you're probably just a little stale. That's all. That can that can either be gotten around or it can be accepted. A lot of women, I'm trying to tell you, man, a lot of women, it ain't that serious for them. You can be boring, but they can still love your character. It's about your behavior anyway. Like I said, some women love boring. Some women love a guy who just chilling, ain't really got a whole lot going on, likes to stay in the house, maybe watch a little TV, drink a beer here and there. Ain't really no wild dude. Some women will sign up for that, bro. You'd be surprised how many women will sign up for that. You'd be like, well, now he's a boring dude. He don't really go nowhere. He may watch the basketball game, drink a beer, you know, tell a corny joke, but they ain't really no baby mama drama going on. He ain't got kids all over the place. Ain't nobody knocking down his damn door. He's just a boring dude, man. He say to himself, man, you'd be surprised how many women will sign up for that. No drama, no kids running all over the place. You ain't got no baby mama drama. And you just, you having a beer every now and then watching a baseball, football game. Shit. You, a lot of women will sign up for that. Trust me, they'll make something out of it. Okay? They can fix boring, because you boring anyway. Hey, babe, you want to go? Hey, babe, let's go to the movies. They can think of exciting things to do. Trust me. Okay? So boring don't mean bad. Just be yourself. And boring don't mean that you can't carry a conversation. Boring could just mean your lifestyle. You don't really do nothing. You don't go anywhere. You're just a homebody. That's boring. It don't mean that you can't carry a conversation. So just be who you are. Be who you are because that's real. Women want a man to be real. Be who you are. Don't listen to these guys trying to tell you to be a Mac or be a high value man or be a like Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels ain't even got nothing going on. Don't listen to none of that stuff, man. Be yourself, man. That's the best thing you can be is yourself. That's what a woman wants. She want to know what she's working with. She want to see who you are. Oh, okay. I'll be right back. Hold on. Dang,
Yeah.
hold it down for me about 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, uh, okay. Even if she married, guys are still getting upset if they get rejected by a married woman, calling her BNAHOE because she won't cheat. Sounds like they're confusing about a country being on there. My husband liked to fish but hasn't done it. Oh, wait a minute. How did that? See, I'm putting it on. Okay. All right. My husband liked to fish but hasn't done it. We took kids Key West this summer. I got seasick and want to go back and try board old crabbing and fish. I would take board. Mm-hmm.
I mean that comes with maturity too, and I think yeah, I used to fish with my dad, You know, it's kind of relaxing. You just out there with the pole. I guess that, yeah, I guess Koji, y'all went on the boat. So yeah, we used to just either fish on the sea, or we find like a like a river somewhere we would fish at. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like, yeah, you got to get people that enjoy, even if they don't necessarily enjoy it, but they get enjoyment out of you doing what you do, you knowing what you know, that's natural. All this other stuff is not like Max was saying. They want you to be something that you're not.
Uh-huh.
If that's not you, that's just not you. You know, you if you're not, I don't want to say chivalrous, but if you're not the open the doors type of dude, if that's not you, that's just not you. It has to be something natural to you. It can't be something not natural, because people gonna pick up on it. Women gonna pick up on it, and they can tell when you're trying too hard. I told this one dude one time,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, dude, you're trying too hard. The good women are going to leave you alone because you're trying too hard. Those are the nice ones. The ones that really wanna take advantage of you, yeah, they'll play the part till it's time to get whatever they're gonna get out of you.
Uh-huh.
And that's why it's just better to be natural, be yourself. You know, if you're I hate to use the word boring. If you don't do much, that's fine too. You just let them know. But as long as you can, like you said, you can talk to a woman, have a conversation, and be confident in what you're talking about, you're halfway in. Like you said, if you'll find stuff to do, either she'll think of new stuff to do, or you'll think of new stuff because you're trying to impress her. I mean, it's just this stuff is just get too much, and it's getting in the way of people actually meeting naturally, and now you have all this uh vitriol and disdain for each other because people are trying too hard to make people that they know don't like them the way it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
We're both for 2 days, and hopefully we'll do it next month. No kids, saltwater. Oh yeah, salt, man. Yeah, I think I went on a boat fishing one time. Only we usually was on either we're on the side of the ocean or side of a river. I haven't done the boat. Maybe
Uh,
next time.
all right. Well, as a non-swimmer, I'm I try not to get in any boats. No fishing. Ever since a classmate told me about fishing out in the Gulf, and they had to lie down on the boat and hold still because some reason the boats attracted some hammerhead sharks. Hmm.
They were out there way deep in the Gulf. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I said, "Why y'all in the boat?" And he was talking about the sharks was as big as the boat. I was like, "What?" When I went to the aquarium in New Orleans, and they have that big, huge tank, and you could see all the fish, and I was seeing sharks that big and stuff like that. I said, you never catch me in there. I said, although I kept fixating on the giant catfish. I was hungry, and I was talking about breading it, about finding a skillet big enough to fry it, or talking about going fishing at the top of the tank for that big catfish. But anyway, everybody. Oh, um, Max.
All right. I'm back. All right,
Mhm.
everybody. We're about to shut it down. Then get the music queued up.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Hey, bro, speak. Thanks for coming up.
No problem.
All right. Thank you, Koja, for sharing your perspective. Being right, Koja. You like boring, right? Nothing wrong with being boring. Thank you, everybody, for coming out for the Gen Culture. Also, thank you for helping us get to 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate that. We're gonna have a little celebratory show in the middle of the week about reaching our first 1,000 subscribers, and we got bigger things on the horizon. You know, we're gonna take this thing to the next level. Now that
Yeah,
we got 1,000.
yeah.
So,
Congratulations, Max, on hitting
oh,
that
thanks, man. We
1,000.
really appreciate that, man. We really appreciate that, man. We're gonna, you know, gear this thing up and push it a little bit. But we really appreciate that. Like I said, we're gonna have a show about that sometime in the middle of the week. But thanks everybody for coming out. We really appreciate the support at the Happy Star Network. We'll holler at y'all during the middle of the week. All right. All right, Dan. Get us out of here. Peace, power, and unity.
Peace, power, and unity, everybody.